Problem 8. 1000 photons in a beam are incident on a semi-transparent glass slide at an angle of 10 degrees. 100 photons are reflected back and lost in the front at the front air and glass interface as well at the near glass air interface. 50 photons are scattered out of the beam by impurities in the glass while the beam is passing through, and 150 are absorbed by the glass material. How many photons are in the transmitted beam? And B, compared with the number of photons in the incident beam, what is the percent transmission of the beam through the slide? To solve this, it will help us if we create a diagram. So here is a diagram. We'll exaggerate the thickness of the glass slide, make it thicker, and let's draw here the normal for the incident beam, and then we're gonna have another normal for the refracted beam. So let's use here red for the incident beam, which is at 10 degrees to the normal. So here's our incident beam at 10 degrees to the normal, and we have 1000 photons. So we have 1000 photons right here coming down this incident beam. Of course, we're going to have a reflected ray, and this ray, it will not go straight through the glass, but because it goes into a thicker medium, it will bend towards the normal. So this is our refracted ray. This is the second interface now between glass and air, and at this point, again, instead of going straight, the beam going now from a thicker to a thinner will bend away from the normal. So this is the transmitted beam. So we have also a reflected beam right here. So we have a reflected beam in the air, and we have a reflected beam in the glass, and it says 100 photons are reflected back and lost in the front of the air glass interface as well as in the rear glass air interface. Okay, so all of these together, the reflected is 100 photons. 50 photons are scattered out of the beam by impurities in the glass while passing through, and 150 are absorbed by the glass material. So these 50 are scattered as they go through, so you have some which are scattered. So all of these here are 50 photons, and then 150 are absorbed in the glass material. And then in this path you have 150 photons absorbed. So the question is, how many photons are in the transmitted beam? So basically we have to find the total of all of these which are reflected, refracted, absorbed, and take them out of the 1000. So the transmitted photons down here will be equal to 1000 minus the 100 which are reflected minus the 50 which are scattered minus the 150 which are absorbed. So the total losses we have is 300 photons. So the transmitted photons are 1000 minus 300, which is 700 photons. So that's the answer to part A. Part B says, compared to the number of photons in the incident beam, what is the percent transmission of the beam through the slide? So to answer B, basically we're going to divide to say the percent transmission is equal to 700, those are the one transmitted, over 1000 times 100. Okay, it's 700 over 1000 times 100. So it's going to be 70%. So that's the answer to B.